Hello friends, welcome back to Aaron's Anxiety. I am your host Aaron, your personal guide through anxiety. How are we doing, friends? How's life? Good? Good. Life's been great for me. Been being dad, you know what I mean? Working and trying to take care of my 5-month-old baby and my almost 3-year-old boy. Woo! For those of you that have subscribed for a while, you guys were here when I was telling you about the anxieties that I was having for that boy coming. And, he's 3 now, and life is great. So, that's what I've been doing, working on the house, and the same stuff that you guys are all doing, trying to make it out here in this world. But I did want to touch bases, and anytime I have good information, I want to spread the news, spread the joy. I've had several people ask me several different questions, and I'm going to try to just kind of touch on a couple of them in this episode. So if you find them beneficial to you, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, say hi. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know how your journey is going. There's been several of you that said, hey, let me know how it's going, and I haven't heard back from you, and that's okay. I hope it's going great. But other than that, one of the main things that I get asked regularly is, Aaron, I'm starting to take this medication. When should I take it? Should I take it at night? Should I take it in the morning? Should I take it in the afternoon? Now, this is just one of the things that I'm answering here, so stick it out if you already know the answer, because I've given it before. It all depends on you, like everything else with these medications. Typically, it depends on the medication you're taking, what dosage you're taking, and how it affects your body. So for me, when I was taking Zoloft, I couldn't take it at night. It wouldn't let me sleep. So I took it in the morning. By the time nighttime came, enough of it had wore off to where I could, sleep well and get back to it. Zoloft didn't end up working out for me, though. It kind of made my anxiety worse, which is weird because back in the day, in the dizzy, like when I was just freshly out of high school and stuff, Zoloft was, I had gotten on it a couple times and it worked great. So it doesn't mean it's always going to be the same when you get back into it later. Your body changes. So whereas Lexapro, I'm on 7 milligrams now. That was doctor recommended. Been on it for, going on 6 months now, regularly. I was on 10. Doctor took me down to 7. And it's been going great. I take that right before bed. Every night, right before bed, 7 milligrams. I know you're saying, how do you do 7 milligrams? Well, for those of you that don't know, I'm a pill cracker, okay? I take a 10 that's got a little line through it. I take my fingers and I snap it into 2. And then I take that half and I snap that half into half. Now I have a half and a half of a half. So half, 10's 5, a half of a half of 5 is 2.5. So technically I'm taking right around 7.5 milligrams, but it works, okay? It works. It's weird, but it works. So that answers that question. I take it at night. I still sleep fine with it, and sometimes it actually helps me sleep. I sleep actually a little bit better sometimes when I'm, like if I forget to take my pill or whatever. So another question I've been asked a couple of times now, frequently, and I've actually had an opinion on this, but don't hardly ever talk about it. People will say that, hey, for whatever reason in the morning time, I seem to have more anxiety when I go outside, or if I go into a brightly lit room, my anxiety will just be like, hey, I'll start overanalyzing. Hey, how am I doing? What's going on? That is a normal thing. I don't think I've ever talked about this before, so I'm glad you guys have asked, but that was a problem that I had for a while, and it went away for me, luckily, and it should just as easily go away for you. It did take some time, though. That was one of those things that kind of lingered on, even after my anxiety felt like it was pretty safe. Like that was that light sensitivity, light triggering anxiety, I guess. That was a thing. So here's what I ended up doing, and it wasn't me that came up with this. You'd think it would be that simple, but sometimes you gotta lead the horse to the trough. I was watching a video at the time. Mind you, this is early stages of Aaron's anxiety, so I didn't know as much as I do now. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm just giving you guys my information and my opinion on things. And if it works for you, fantastic. I love it. And if not, discard it. Throw it away like yesterday's newspaper. But what I ended up doing is I watched a video of a guy who said he had the same thing, and I was like, oh, hey, yeah, I'm doing that every day. I get out on the road and I see the sunlight just like right now, and I'm like, oh, like things start to feel a little weird. Just get yourself some sunglasses. Why was that so hard? But I didn't think about it because eventually your brain gets on something else, you go along with your day, and then you forget about it until boom, the next day. So get yourself some sunglasses. It does work a lot, but just have them in your car, or if you know where you're gonna be. The only problem with the sunglass thing is, and typically I wouldn't have it inside of a building unless it was like really bright, like incandescent, like sterilizing bulbs. then at that point, but see, now I don't like to wear sunglasses inside. I got scarred by Chris Daughtry, who's a great singer back in the day. The guy wore sunglasses everywhere. I remember thinking, this guy is, come on, man, take them off, bro. You look weird. You know what I mean? There's no sun. Take them off. So, but if that's what you got to do, do that. No judgment here. I will say, this is a very big one, though, because I found this off firsthand, and it has stuck with me. If you have this photosensitivity thing going on, for all that is love in this world, do not, I repeat, do not get those high resolution yellow lenses, the high vis lights, because that will trigger it almost in the dark. Okay, if it's like a normal day, let alone like a day like today. If I were right now, my anxiety is good. I don't have sensitivity anymore. Whenever I throw those on, I'm like, ooh, this is creepy. Get these off. Throw those into a fire. I don't know what it is. Maybe you don't have that. Maybe you do. I don't know. But for whatever, those high vis yellow frame glasses, boo, they make me feel weird. I don't have much problems anymore with my anxiety. I have your normal everyday anxiety problems now, let alone if you're going through the thicket, you know what I mean? So keep that in mind. Be clear. So that is another thing I've been asked. And lastly, I have been asked, like, hey, how's Aaron doing? And just like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm doing great. Life is wonderful. I've been on this anxiety, for those of you that are new, I've been on this anxiety journey since like 2017, friends? Is that right? Something like that, 2017, 2018. It's been a while. So yeah, it just is what it is. If you're in the thicket, just know that this stuff will go away. This isn't forever. That's the one thing I've always tried to stress to people. Everybody thinks this is a life sentence, and it is not. As long as you are taking steps to become a better person mentally, then you will get there. What you focus on is what you achieve. Okay, so keep that in mind. Always take steps, and it doesn't mean you have to take medication. It just means that you should be doing something, whether that's working out, taking medication, taking CBD oil, cleaning up your diet, wearing sunglasses, apparently, not wearing the high vis glasses. There's so many different steps. Knocking out your anxieties one by one. Okay, what are my things that freak me out? Now, the crazy thing, and I'm gonna wrap this video up, is you will know that when you tell people, oh man, I suffer from high anxiety or generalized anxiety or whatever it is, they'll go, well, what are you anxious about? As if you can just go, oh, well, here, it's just this one little thing. I'm silly. You know what I mean? No, it's a barrage of things. So what I tell people to do is to literally write them down. Don't text them, don't think them, just literally think it, write it down. When you write it, you will remember it and work towards at least one thing that you could, I'm not saying solve, like say if like finances was a big one for me for a while. I was not doing the right things. How do I solve this issue? Well, that's kind of a big one. You have to go through all your bills, trim the fat off of everything, look for investing opportunities, look for saving opportunities, passive income, side income, blah, blah. That's a lot. Do one thing. Les Brown, he's the man. If you don't know him, know him. He if you're having a bad day, turn on some Les Brown, inspirational guy. He's great. But he will say, by the yard, it's hard, but inch by inch, anything's a cinch, okay? And that resonated with me, and I always think about that. Just do one small thing a day towards your anxiety, or towards one piece of your anxiety. And if you keep doing that every single day, you will chew that stuff down. And pretty soon you'll notice a lighter mood because, hey, I feel more secure. My finances are more in order. That feels good. Oh, I have $1,200 savings behind me in cash in a drawer in case anything happens. That feels safe. That feels good. That stuff gets addicting, okay? So if you have any questions for me, please put them in the comments below. I try to get back to everybody, or at least acknowledge that, hey, how are you doing? I read this, it looks great. You know what I mean? I try to help out as much as I can. So if you need me, I'm easy to get a hold of. If you would like, please join us on the Aaron's Anxiety Facebook page. That page has grown quite a bit. There's quite a few people on there now. We're all pretty interactive. We all try to help out as much as we can if we can. Okay, so don't get mad at us if there's something that we don't know, but for the most part, we all have a different version of anxiety, so we know quite a bit so far. Other than that, friends, that's all I got for you. And I'm going to start getting back on the ball and making more of these videos, more routine again, because there's things that pop into my head a lot of times that I just don't, mark it down and say, oh, which is what I used to do. Like, oh, that's what I need to talk about, and I would write it down. I need to start writing this stuff down again. So, yeah, if you need me, you know how to get hold of me. I love you. I'm Aaron. You're awesome. See you in the next video.